Juancho. It was like 20 years ago on a winding road to a beach. We were sitting in the Sosa's car with Juan and Maria Elena, and we were all quiet. And Maria Elena, with her usual demeanor, turns around and says, "I can't believe the two of you. You never speak, but you call yourself best friends." And Juan Ignacio Sr. turns around in a second and says, "Precisamente. That's why they're such good friends." So the path took us some places else. I stayed in Venezuela, to which Maria Elena, every time she gets a chance, tells me, "You're wrong, you should move to the US." Juancho came to the United States with his family. It was a long time wish and dream of his. I knew that since he was a little child. And well, so the path took us our separate ways. I married a childhood friend, Manuela, who's a childhood friend of Juancho and myself. Juancho was the best man. I didn't make him give a speech, but I did make him dress funny, funnier than this. Okay? See, so let me tell you, when Jackie comes into the picture, how I find out about Jackie. My mom calls me. That's really unusual, really, in a friendship between two guys. My mother calls me and tells me, "Did you hear? Juancho has a girlfriend." But don't tell him, because you know how he gets when Maria Elena meddles if he has affairs. So I get curious and call Juancho. I never call him when I'm back in Caracas, and say, "Hey Juancho, what's up? ¿Cómo está la vaina?" He says, ¿qué pasó, H? Como me dice él. ¿Estás en Miami? No, estoy en Caracas. Eric, pues me estás llamando. And I say, "Well, nada, saludando. ¿Tienes algo que decir?" "Coño, sí, ya me maté y And by the choice of his words, tone of his voice, I took out pen and paper and started writing this speech because I knew this day would come. You know, I'm a very first impressionist kind of guy. And my first impression of Jackie was that, as I said, I get really nervous talking to people from South Florida because I don't know to address them in Spanish or English. Jackie immediately felt my uncomfort with the situation. So she, with her great smile, her beautiful smile, she started speaking Spanish and said, ¿Cómo es que dicen aquí? Soy Jackie, which means I am Jackie, which we don't say in Spanish. And she said also, "So, tú eres Herman." So is a literal translation into Spanish of the word so. Entonces, que para los caraqueños es, o sea, tú eres el pane Juancho. So, well, she had me right there. She had me right there. And well, to wrap this up, it's a very difficult, in Venezuela, all of our adulthood, what took the Sosas to live in the US is that we have a very complicated situation back home politically and socially and economically. And well, it's really unusual, in a very unusual time in history, where the fatherland of Jackie and Juancho are very close together by all the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons. So it's wonderful to see a Venezuelan-Cuban union with such wonderful results. Okay? So Juancho left Venezuela. He left a great family behind, the Veras and the Sosas, which I love, and I feel like a nephew to all of them. And he left a great group of friends, but he came to the US, was accepted into another beautiful family. So he lost neither, gained a couple. And in redundancy, here's to the lovely couple. Viva Venezuela, viva Cuba Libre, long live Juancho and Jackie.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have one more big round of applause for our best man? At this time, it is officially time to get this celebration started with dinner and dancing.